All right. Ayan. So, for here for another episode, Kage Thoughts. Mute ko lang muna yung mga stuff. Ayan. Para hindi ko naririnig yung sarili ko sa sariling live. Ayan. Okay. So, ayun nga. We're here and this is gonna be one of my well, lagi ko naman yatang nasasabi to na parang yung mga topics dito ay paborito kong episode. Ah, okay. So, I'm not too sure if alin talaga yung pinaka-favorite ko sa lahat, but every time I'm doing this, I'm actually having quite some fun. And that's really the main goal here on a personal level is for me to get things going inside my head. And like as I'm doing this FP lives, ang usual lang naman na nangyayari is natutuwa ako sa pag-process ko, pinapanood ko ulit yung lives from time to time and I get to develop and create stuff na mas useful for my own journey. And at the same time, ang isa sa nagpapasaya sa akin dito are the conversations I get to have na ito yung nagiging starting point ng mga conversations. So when people message me, pag ini-email nila ako about this o napanood nila and stuff, and sometimes hindi siya right away na parang after an episode may magme-message agad. Yes, there are people like that. Pero alam mo yung ano, yung mag-e-email sa'yo a week after, a month after. Nasa una parang weird na ako minsan di ko maalala yung mga pinagsasabi ko dun sa episode na yun. Pero the convos that come from those types of interactions, ang napaparamdam nila sa akin is yun nga, merong mas ilalawak pa, ilalalim pa, tsaka mas igaganda pa yung buhay if we can have those types of conversations. So, welcome once again. This is actually second to the last episode ng season 3 And by next week, next Monday, we're gonna have another season na. So it's gonna be season 4. Mas share ko yan ng ano ng mas bongga tomorrow sa last episode, which is episode 10 for season 3. Tonight ang topic natin, season 3 episode 9 is parang may mali sa self-awareness and self-love. Okay? Of course, magkaiba yan. Not sure if ano ba, i-define ko pa ba and all. Kung naririnig nyo to in our common circles, mas madalas yan ay nasa personal development space. Right? So, sige. Dive na ako. No definition needed na because I know the people who are watching this are my people. So usually alam nyo na at narinig nyo na itong mga terms like this, no? So, bakit nakikita ko na parang merong mali sa self-awareness and self-love? Di ko alam if napapansin niyo, pero the more that you try to learn more about yourself, eh, ang usual na tendency is may madi-discover kang something, okay, it may be a set of things and all that. Tapos mai-discover mo rin na ang dami pang dapat ma-discover, okey? So, para siyang hindi natatapos. The idea is kunyari mag-take ka ng like a specific test online. Tapos may ma-realize ka, oo nga 'no, parts of this results na 'to, ako 'yan. And then magte-take ka na naman ng another test online and then, "Oh, parang bago sa akin 'to, pero at the same time nagre-resonate din with me." And then another test, and then another test. And test pa lang yung pinag-uusapan natin dito, hindi pa yung mga libro na puwede mong basahin, mga videos na puwede mong panoorin, mga courses and programs na puwede mong enrollan, mga coaches and mentors na puwede kang mag-ask ng ano, ng help with and have sessions with them. Sobrang dami, sobrang dami. Ang nakakatuwa na part and it's kind of a double-edged sword actually, pero nakakatuwa na part is that parang ang endless ng possibilities for growth ng isang human being, right? Kung sino ka ngayon magbabago pa 'yan. Kung ano yung mga pananaw mo ngayon, puwede pa magbago 'yan. And when I say magbago, hindi exactly, ah, mag mapapalitan, okey? So, changes can be, ma-reinforce or lumalim ka sa isang bagay na pinapaniwalaan mo na ngayon. Or puwede rin naman yung other factor, usually 'pag narinig natin yung word na magbabago, mapapalitan siya o kaya now you believe the opposite, 'di ba? Or maybe magme-mellow down somewhere along the line 'no. So kung ito yung belief mo dati ta's ito yung opposite nun, mapupunta ka sa medyo gitna o medyo dito, medyo dun, 'di ba? But basically lahat tayo nagbabago pa. We are ever evolving, ever changing, and that's just the way na human beings are living life. Somewhere along the line may ma-realize ka, may makikita ka na hindi mo pa nakita before, may encounter ka na experience that would create shifts in the way that you see things. And that's actually one of the best parts of being human, na even if sometimes we resist change or most of the time we resist change, it's also inevitable. Hindi mo siya mapipigilan, magbabago ka pa rin. Now, eto yung nakikita ko, self-awareness and self-love in personal development circles are supposed to be a support system, are supposed to be a way para matulungan tayo mag-transition from one phase of evolving, one phase of growth into the next, right? But the usual effect is this: 'pag nakikilala mo yung sarili mo, it feels like parang nagiging impatient ka for the next thing. Okey. So, mas kilala mo na yung sarili mo, mas alam mo na yung mga gusto mo ngayon, and parang laging merong desire na nabubuo na kailangan mong bawiin yung mga panahon na hindi mo pa kilala yung sarili mo. In essence, meron dong kailangang madaliin, kailangang i-speed up, okey? And people are usually caught into ganito kasi yung feeling 'pag mas nakilala mo na yung sarili mo, gusto mong i-honor yun, okey? Siyempre iipunin mo yung tapang. Tapos, lalo na kung may support system ka, meron kang community or environment or guidance towards that. So, may empower ka and mafe-feel mo na, "Okey, other things are possible for me. I don't need to be stuck here." Puwede kong i-pursue yung bigger dreams ko, puwede akong mag-step up, puwede akong mag-show up, right? So, these are some types of emotions na when you step into a higher level of self-awareness, a higher level of self-love, parang feeling mo na-enable ka ngayon na mas marami kang puwedeng ma-achieve and mas marami kang puwedeng ma-conquer, mas marami kang puwedeng ma-experience moving forward, right? But at the same time, nagkakaroon ng impatience along the way. Minsan sa simula pa lang meron na, minsan naman it will gradually set in. Pero impatience sa ngayon, when I look at self-awareness and self-love, um, lagi na siyang nagiging struggle along the way. Na kapag nakilala mo yung sarili mo and you feel empowered, merong for some reason, hindi mo na nakikita ng malinaw yung process na kailangan mong pagdaanan towards the next thing. Either mamadaliin siya o kaya hindi mo na narerespeto yung mismong proseso. Ta's merong mga bagay na hindi puwedeng madaliin. And kapag minadali natin or tinry nating i-push, nagba-backfire siya, eh. So, there's actual beauty in letting things grow naturally, letting things grow gradually, okey? And this is why for most, especially entrepreneur friends and freelancer friends 'no, um, yung personal development is hindi siya kapareho ng pacing ng kung paano natin puwedeng i-grow yung mga projects natin, especially business related, okey? So when you're building something external, okay, you're building like an organization, basically a business venture 'no, merong mga strategies, merong iba't ibang mga bagay na puwedeng mapabilis mo yung results mo in that area. But those are external things, okay? When it comes to the internal work or self-development work, merong actual process and usually yung process na yun merong seasons, merong cycles, okey? So, hindi siya basta-basta puwedeng madaliin, hindi basta buhusan mo ng pera o buhusan mo ng mas maraming oras, biglang magkakaroon ng growth spurt, okey? So, nandun yung gradual na pag-grow and kailangang respetuhin yung process na yun when it comes to your growth as a person. So, iba yung mga projects natin na external, iba rin yung parameters when we're growing as a person. So, minsan it can be tricky kasi we are easily learning how to grow things on the external side, like daming strategies, tips, and tricks, even the help that you can receive for that. Pero when it comes to personal development, if hindi, maayos yung process, mas malaki yung nagiging damage sa'tin. So, kapag yung external yung naging basehan natin, nalulugi tayo along the way kasi nagkakaroon tayo ng unfair na standards sa kung paano tayo naggo-grow as a person, okey? And that's one thing na nakikita ko na hindi naa-address. Because really, um, most people in our common circles, entrepreneurship and freelancing, they are pursuing personal development for the sake of growing something externally, okey? So, ang nangyayari is, kaya ako igo-grow yung sarili ko kasi meron akong gustong ma-achieve. Meron akong gustong breakthrough or win na makuha, okey? You can see how that's ano ba yun, parang if mas mabagal yung usual na pacing ng self-growth and then mas mabilis yung gusto mo na pacing ng anything that you're growing externally, let's say a business, an income goal, or like, whatever it is 'no. But as an entrepreneur, usually it's business, right? So kung magkaiba yung pacing nila tapos nakabase yung growth mo externally dun sa growth mo internally, then hihilahin mo ng hihilahin whatever means possible para pilitin kaagad mag-grow internally and then push yourself towards external na ano, na pursuits and achievements. Not at all bad. However, dito rin nagkakaroon ng mga butas yung personal lives natin when it comes to taking care of our health. So, unfair standards. Pero kasi kapag nasa loob ka na ng ganong klase ng ano, ng pananaw, it's hard to shake off unless you step back. Ang dating is, mindset yung pinakamahalagang bagay. Pero mindset is not built overnight. Okay? Mindset yung pinakamahalagang bagay. That's our usual narrative. So, we will spend time sa mindset, pero mindset is not built overnight. So, hindi mo basta pwede na parang, okay, inaral mo yung something, biglang, ay, expect mo nag-shift na yung mindset mo so you can achieve better things for whatever it is you're trying to do. Um, this is why I've heard this a lot of times na kapag nasa survival stage ka pa lang, like ang need mo is kailangan mo muna ng pangbayad sa bills, yung usual, no? So parang nasa survival stage ka pa lang. Huwag ka muna mag-pursue ng any type of mindset stuff. Okay? This advice is actually very confusing. Kasi kung mindset yung pinakamahalaga, tapos sa survival stage ka pa lang, kung sa mindset ka nakasalalay, maraming mga bagay na pwede mong ma-achieve. Why not pursue it from the start? Okay? So parang ano ba talaga, mindset ba talaga ang pinakamahalaga or yung mindset is para lang kapag na-achieve mo na yung certain level muna of stability, okey? Now, I tried to reconcile all of that, okey? It's a matter of, gaano karaming resources yung in mo dun sa pinu-pursue mo. So example with mindset, puwede naman na ang journey natin is more, when you're in survival stage, puwede naman na 10% mindset lang muna. And then the rest you put into other stuff that would get you to pay your bills right now, okay? Pero I'm actually against the advice na no mindset at all, okey? Na parang, don't put any effort into mindset kasi nga isa yun sa pinakamahalaga. Now here's the thing, if meron kang kahit onting effort being put into your mindset from the start of your entrepreneurial journey, guess what? Darating sa point na yung 10% na yun, depende kung dadagdagan mo pa moving forward, sasakto yun sa point na mas hinog na yung mindset mo kapag magta-transition ka na into a higher level on the external goals that you have. As opposed to magsisimula ka pa lang na mag-invest into your mindset kapag feeling mo mas stable ka na financially, I'll tell you, mas matagal yung magiging journey usually kapag ganun yung ano, yung setup. So, it's a matter of allocations. You don't have to put all your effort into personal development, self-awareness, self-love, mindset sa simula. But hindi rin pwedeng 0%. Okay? Now, bakit parang merong mali? Kasi ah, isa yun, yung pangalawang thing is it's a very confusing dynamic. Na ang nangyayari is nagiging in competition yung pursuit natin of self-awareness, self-love, self-growth dun sa pinu-pursue natin na goals. Ang nangyayari is may kailangang mas mauna. When in actuality, it should be working together and nag-iiba-iba lang ng allocations depende sa season ng buhay natin and sa resources that we can spare. Kapag pinigilan natin yung cycles na yun, na kailangan silang mag-mesh together with proper allocations in every season, meron tayong napag-iiwanan na part. And yun yung nagke-create ng ceiling dun sa actual journey natin. So, really, instead of like looking at it na parang step by step, look at it as like a cycle, as a loop kung saan dapat umiikot ka instead of dapat may mauna over the other. Okay. Bakit merong parang mali sa self-awareness? Bakit parang may mali sa self-awareness and self-love? So, ito yung isa ko pang nakikita. if you are pursuing the changes that you want, so ikaw 'to ngayon as a person, meron kang goals na tina-try mong i-reach and feeling mo kailangan mong baguhin yung sarili mo ngayon and dumaan dun sa proseso of changing yourself so that you can reach your goals, okey? Now, 'pag nabago mo na yung sarili mo and then na-reach mo na yung goals, ang tanong or dapat mong bantayan is, na-enjoy mo ba yung experience and fully nase-celebrate mo ba yung achievement? Eh, masasabi mo ba na fulfilled ka dun sa naging proseso ng pag-achieve nung specific result na yun? That's a crucial question because yung tunay na fulfillment when it comes to the process and the results, habang tumatagal from the experience of the entrepreneurs in my circle, yung mga nakakausap ko on a daily basis, parang nagiging mailap yung ganong experience. Na yes, andiyan yung achievements, yes, dinaanan mo yung process, and yes, merong mga changes. Pero hindi pareho yung level of satisfaction na ine-expect mong makukuha from all of that. Um, yung nakikita ko dito na butas is this, dalawa kasi yung puwedeng panggalingan ng pag-pursue natin ng changes when it comes to our goals. Puwedeng we are pursuing the changes because we don't like ourselves. Hindi tayo satisfied sa kung sino tayo as of now. And yung pag-pursue ng goals o yung pag-pursue ng changes na yun, nagiging stepping stone para takbuhan natin yung sarili natin. So ang main na attitude natin, even if we call it self-love, even if we call it self-awareness, it's basically summed up in ayoko sa sarili ko. Kaya kailangan kong baguhin 'to, right? And then, kapag meron na nagbago sa'tin, gano'n pa rin, eh. Kasi kahit anong changes yung gawin natin, we can never be perfect. And kahit anong achievements ng goals yung ma-achieve natin, meron pa ring kasunod na nagiging desire to achieve. So the same cycle just repeats. If hindi mo matututunan to truly accept yourself, so self-awareness and self-acceptance, kahit ano pang tawag natin sa self-awareness at self-love na yan, if it's coming from a place of you don't like yourself, kahit ano pang baguhin natin moving forward, the same attitude would remain. You don't like yourself. And therefore, the satisfaction sa experience of your growth and sa experience of your achievement will never be truly fulfilling. So kaya parang may mali sa self-love. Kasi parang hindi natin na-address yung crucial part na yun, na ang nangyayari lang is, sige kilalanin mo yung sarili mo tapos change into the person that you are meant to be. Pero if that pursuit of change is coming from a place of dissatisfaction sa sarili, kahit ano pang changes yung mangyari, dissatisfied pa rin yung person sa sarili niya. So, it's something that's seldom addressed. And here are a few theories why. Gosh, the coaching industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. And yung growth na yun is measured by the amount of money that's circulating around that industry. Okay? The amount of money spent by the market and of course the service providers and whatever it is na umiikot dun sa buong ecosystem. So it's one of the fastest growing industries in the world. Okay? You can probably tell kasi there are like different programs and courses and products that are ridiculously priced, 'di ba? Na even sa Philippines, like a third world country, it would be absurd for a common person, even nga an entrepreneur to invest in those types of programs. Really absurdly priced. course, subjective yung price point, but I'm sure you get where I'm coming from. So, isa sa pinaka-fast na growing industries yung buong self-help, self-development coaching industry. And part of the reason that I'm seeing when I look at all the stats, different programs and whatever, part of the reason I'm seeing why sobrang laki ng pera na pumapasok sa loob ng coaching industry because we tend to just try different band-aid solutions to the same problems that we have. So, to make that make more sense, yung mga tina-try nating i-solve na problem with the help of this whole industry are the problems na recurring, or I would even dare say na they're not the root cause problems na dapat talaga nating tinututukan. Eh, so, parang may mali sa self-awareness and self-love at this point because we're only basing yung pursuit natin, okay, this is from a consumer perspective. It seems like nakokondisyon tayo na i-pursue yung needs natin, pero yung needs natin are not our actual needs. Yun lang yung needs na akala natin kailangan natin because we're surrounded by marketing. And because there's big amounts of money revolving around this circle, then you can expect na the marketing will be ano, kumbaga gagastusan yung marketing around this whole circle. Okay? So, yes, pwedeng we are in the path of pursuing self-awareness and self-love, but the amount of responsibility we have right now to dig deeper and be honest enough and identify yung mas mga kailangan talaga natin, that's a crucial thing. And isa yun sa kulang within this whole dynamic. Um, and yeah, this means I would encourage you not to spend your resources. I would encourage you not to spend your resources on surface level problems. You will always be sold towards the surface level problems. Pero unless you actually resolve yung root causes of those, sadly, magiging paulit-ulit lang yun kahit gaano karami pa yung oras that you spend, kahit gaano karami pa yung pera and even guidance that you circulate around this whole thing. So learning to differentiate versus what you really need as a person instead of self-awareness and self-love pero halos pare-pareho lang talaga kayo ng tina-try i-sort out dun. Tapos kahit ilang batches na yung dumaan within that whole thing, it's still the same thing you're trying to figure out. That's that's really something na ano na it's mostly a waste of life. Time, energy, attention, and money and opportunity. Um, I am held accountable for the same standard. Even with all the stuff that I'm producing and creating, studying and then teaching to others, practicing in my own life and showing to others, you can hold me accountable to the same standard. And call me out if you want. We can have conversations around this. The goal of me sharing these raw thoughts, observations from the data that I get from the people that I talk to, um, it's really an attempt to, at the very least, magkaroon ng mas maayos na standards and mas efficient na way to actually meet people's deep needs. The surface level needs, okay lang. Like if you've tested things out like for a time and all, and then hindi siya gumana, it's time to look at a deeper need. Eh, minsan kailangan mong i-test yung surface level needs to try it out and then see, okay, ilang beses ito naulit pero the problem is recurring. Then maybe it's time to look deeper. And um, for different terminologies like self-awareness and self-love or whatever it is being thrown around pa within these common circles, it's not enough na you only know what it means from the perspective of the whole. I suggest you find an impersonal na meaning nun para sa'yo. And we're all in this together sa journey na to of growing and exploring and expanding our experiences of life. So this is all shared with the intent na sana ma-improve pa natin along the way. So if ever you've had different experiences with self-awareness and self-love and you feel like parang hindi nauubos yung kailangan mong i-resolve, well, that's a sign that you may be looking at surface level problems instead of what you really need. So just with that awareness, you can tweak things. And I guess putulin ko muna dito yung thoughts ko for episode 9 of season 3 ng Kage Thoughts. And I hope you got something out of this na pwede nyong magamit in the way that you decide moving forward. Saan mo gagamitin yung oras mo, yung energy mo, yung pera mo, di ba? And if this is useful for you, maybe you can share with a few friends as well who may be struggling o paikot-ikot sila o parang ang tagal na pero stuck pa rin sila in the journey. There are different layers to this. We are more complicated than we actually realize. But that's what makes this fun. And lalo siyang mas fun if the journey is shared. It becomes an adventure. Pero pag sinolo lang natin, usually mas tatagal lang yung mga bagay na pwede sanang na-figure out na natin ng mas maaga. So, that's it. I'm gonna be sharing lang real quick tomorrow's final episode ng Kage Thought Season 3. And the title for tomorrow is Parang May Mali sa Gratefulness. Okay? Finale natin. Super simple, but yeah, even my thoughts right now, na-excite na ako i-dissect yung mga yan. So, yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow and my inbox is open for any type of mga PM, no? And my email is open as well. So, that's it. Take care.